Okay, we've got 5 movement skills to master today, and there is levels 1 to 10, and this is level 1 of 10. So this is movement skill 1. If we take a look at the first movement skill, and this is a step shuffle step movement. Now, there's a little bit more to it than just doing the movement and thinking you've really got it all covered, because we need to cover this off with multiple aspects, and that is you not only have to get the steps, but you also have to go and get preparation, you have to have balance, you have to have good speed, and you have to have flow. Those that require you to come off the tee, you need to pump off the tee. So it's a pretty good exercise. And if we take a look at, first of all, I'll go through really slowly, and we'll look at the preparation, because that becomes one of the most important things. See, I'll swing through here, and then I'll keep my racket up. So my racket won't drop back down, it'll stay up through around about locking it on your shoulder. So if you can lock it on your shoulder, it really makes it real benefit for getting the backhand prep ready. And then if we go across and we take a look at the backhand, when we come across and through to the forehand. So the racket finishes on your follow through around about generally shoulder height or waist height, somewhere there, and then you need to keep your racket up instead of dropping it down. So you bring your elbow through in a little bit tighter, racket head stays up. So if you can get that, that's the first component. The balance is a really important one. Balance will be to do with your left hand most likely, where you'll actually be always in a really good position and not, let's say, taking extra steps when you actually do the movement and everything as well. So that'll be the balance component. The speed comes together with flow, and if I run this through at more so at full pace, the flow, it just sort of moves through. It's like coming off the ball is really important for your flow as well, so you don't stop and then have a jerky motion to actually come off the ball. You flow out of your shot as well, so it works really well. The flow is a really important one, and the pump off the tee doesn't exist for this one. Because there is no tee, it's simply just a movement straight across, and off it goes. So they're the components for that one. Okay, so then we have movement skill 2. So movement skill 2 is a backhand corner standard movement, where you come back to the tee and you come out through to the centre of the court. So you'll go in a straight line and you'll come out through to the centre of the court. So we watch that again around here. So once again, we look at preparation. You'll notice my racket will actually go up. I'll actually stop it here, and we'll come through. You'll swing, and your racket, if you can do it, should stay up higher, so you actually don't drop your racket back down and then bring it out. So from here, we'll bring it through. It'll come and stay round about waist height. So if you don't drop your racket down to your toes, your racket head down to your toes, you'll find it'll work really well. So we go back to full pace again. Okay, then we get the balance. So if you watch once again, left hand is really stable, and left hand is a really big indicator of just how well your balance is going, or how much balance you do have. So if you can keep your left hand stable around about your hip, you'll find it'll work really well for a backhand drive. And you can work against your left hand and push that away, left hand out. Left hand holds and your right hand will push through with your swing. And it works really well. Then we have the flow. The flow is about getting transition and movement through the ball, coming off the ball, not staying on the ball too long. Your transition is exactly when you strike the ball. So when you strike, you transition out. And so it's like the turning point, or the changing point, if you like. Then you've got your speed. Speed should vary for a pump off the tee, which is the last component of it. So you pump off the tee, you come in and you try and put your step, advance to put your step with your swing. So the step will be with your swing and not with your movement back. So it'll be like a separate thing. So you can come back here slow and then come off really quite fast, and it gets really well. It's a little bit more advanced if you do that, but it's pretty cool. Then if we look at movement skill 3. So movement skill 3 becomes in the back forehand corner. So it's the same thing as the backhand corner, but we go into the back forehand corner. So it's a back foot. You come out with a shuffle, and generally you'll take 2 steps and then split. Out, back with a shuffle, 2 steps and then split. And so the reason we get into the back foot here is because it's a much faster swing and it's off your back hip. So you're hitting off your right hip, and you are, in this case, I'm right-handed. So I'm going to hit off my right hip. So we watch as we go in. Here we go. So that's the shuffle motion there. And you notice the feet cross there. By crossing your feet, you'll transition across the court really quite quickly and quite well. And what this does, it keeps your hips in line with the ball. So your hips are very much in line with the ball and in line with the direction of your movement. And they don't tend to turn around by taking one foot across the other, which is what you would do in a normal running motion. So when you step, you'll step level with the ball, and then your left hand will be out for balance and you'll strike the ball. So that balance component, and it's your left hand, you'll notice that will stay in and it won't waft around too much, and that'll fix your balance. That'll go really well. You come out with one shuffle out to the middle, and then you'll generally put in 2 steps, 1, 2 and then you will pump off the tee with your split. So here, then you'll jump in the air, you'll split wide, and then off you'll go. You'll push off your back foot and you'll go straight into your shuffle. So you've got to get straight into that shuffle off your split and make sure that movement happens, and rack it up for preparation. So make sure, once again, preparation is part of all this. So every single one of these movements has all these same components. So you must be capable at all these motions to be able to, what I perceive as pass. The aim of these is to get your coach or someone to actually say, yep, I'm happy with that, you're pretty good. I dropped my racket down a little bit on the forehand, as you notice, but it's not too bad. It's pretty reasonable and capable. I'm trying to get it up a little bit higher now, and we'll go through the process of improving myself as well as you guys improving yourselves. Okay, so we take a look at skill movement number 4, and movement number 4 becomes a movement in the front backhand corner. Okay, so this is a bit interesting because I'm not running backwards. I'm actually turning in the direction I'm striking the ball, so I can see the ball really easily. Now, I believe it's a really good thing to do is to have one shuffle and then run backwards if you like. And so what that does, it actually gives you a really good view of the ball, and you start to flow and you come off the ball really quick because your hips are really fast in that direction. So that can be your adjustment of your body. So if you go down the wall, you face the ball. If you go cross court, you face the ball. So you'll change and you'll transition across depending on what shot that you've played. Now, once again, if we look at preparation, so if we look from here, you'll come through. Now it's down the wall. The racket is still up, pointing to the roof. So racket will go straight back straight away. And then we'll come from here and we'll go cross court and we'll turn. We'll drop our back foot in. So bring your back foot in on the cross court, and your racket will stay up for preparation. And then you'll have your racket around. You'll bring it up to your shoulder. And that's how it works. So the steps are really tough for this one. And not really tough, but it takes a bit to get used to because there's different footwork for each side. So as I said, your front foot goes out and then your back foot will come in and then you'll turn. So this one, your back foot comes in, you ground your back foot and then you turn to face the ball. This other one where you go down the wall, which we'll do now, we come from here, we pump off the tee. So you've got to make sure you pump off the tee there. And then this one, your back foot will come in and then it will go out. So here, watch my back foot. I'll bring my back foot in and then I'll reposition it back out. So I didn't leave it in, I took it back out, and then you come back out facing that way. So you can see the ball really easily. So it's a pretty good quick motion to actually get used to when the ball's not right up in the front corner. So this is when it's in that, let's say 1/3 area of not the very, very front of the court, but back a little bit more toward the tee. And it's a really fast motion, and the best thing about it is it gets your body really active and really capable to keep your hips in line with the ball, and it doesn't turn your hips out. So here the hips stay in line with that shuffle motion when you move forward. It's really good. So you've got to have the flow and timing. So you should do these at exactly the same timing that I do them. So if you can do these at exactly the same time, then you're looking pretty cool. It works really well. So it's the same speed is what I'm saying. Okay, movement skill number 5. Okay, so we have a look at this. It's a forehand front corner, and it's alternating once again. So we're alternating from forehand to backhand, from one down the wall to one cross court. And once again, it's that shuffle motion, which is the quickest motion that you can do for a stable body for exceptional balance. And it works really, really well. You need to make sure you have your balance with your left hand, because your left hand will dictate your balance. And you need to make sure that you have a flowing motion, and you have to have that prep once again. So your preparation becomes really critical, and it's about keeping your racket almost in a stable position. And if you can keep your racket in that stable position there, then it really goes well for you. So it's a wonderful, wonderful exercise, and it's really good, quite fun to actually train like this as well. So remember, it is all the components that you need to have. You need to have the steps right, you need to have your preparation right, you need good balance, you need to have reasonable speed when you do these, and you need to flow, and you need to pump off the tee, and then you'll be really, really quite capable. All right, so they are your level 1 of 10. So there's 10 levels, and that is 5 movement skills that you need to master or to develop and become really quite capable at for the movement. And you'll find that if you do these, you'll learn to flow around the court, and you'll be unbelievably just capable in all sorts of situations, because the balance and the component of the flow is just magnificent. It's just a seriously good way to move around the court.